Hello, everyone. Thank you again so much for tuning in to listen to my webinar, Wellness Not in a Bottle. As she mentioned, I am a naturopathic doctor that practices telehealth. And basically what that means is that I can work with anyone all over the world that wants to live a healthier life. I've been a licensed massage therapist for over 25 years, and I've always wanted to be able to help people in their health journey. I knew I couldn't do this by being a massage therapist, but my story starts as probably 30 some years ago. I was taking care of my grandmother, and she had unfortunately terminal lung cancer. And she made me make this promise to her that I would at least help one person not go through what she did. So I've spent the last 25 years researching how I may not only help the cancer patients, but also those that have lost all hope in their healing journey. This is how I found naturopathic medicine. I tell people I'm your private investigator for your health. I help you to find the root cause of your main concern by helping your body using more natural modalities like supplementation, nutrition, lifestyle changes. I can customize homeopathic remedies, massage, or even energy medicine, just to name a few. I'm able to interpret labs and also make lab recommendations, which is more what people are familiar with functional medicine. I've seen some great success with this. However, I'm excited to share this with you because I've also seen some amazing results by using these wellness codes, not only for my patients, but for myself and for my family as well. Hence why I call it Wellness Not in a Bottle. And these have been used for people with cognitive decline, anxiety, depression, physical pain, chronic diseases, and Lyme. Just to name a few. And even though these are wellness codes, they are perfectly safe. Don't underestimate how powerful that they are in supporting you in your wellness journey. I currently have a condition called Lyme, which many in the Midwest are familiar with. And I also have, it's called Graves' disease, which is it's an autoimmune condition that's a hyperthyroid that can affect your heart and actually be fatal. So for the last 8 months, I've suffered from a debilitating nerve pain that is truly on its worst most of the time is a 10 out of 10. And I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning without being in excruciating pain. I couldn't straighten out my leg. I couldn't sit in a chair like I am sitting talking to all of you right now. I spent months working out of my bed, which no one knew. I had to be in zero gravity and I'd blur out the background so then no one would know that I actually am laying in my bed because I couldn't sit. That nerve pain was unbearable. It shot from my left hip to the outer part of my thigh, to my knee, to my calf, and to the top of my foot. I have never experienced so much pain before in my entire life. And when I would drive a lot in my SUV, I had to put something underneath my hip, underneath my thigh, and underneath my foot just to try to numb the pain. I've tried everything. I went through physical therapy, I did massage, I had chiropractic adjustments, I did acupuncture, I even resorted, for me this was a big deal. Ibuprofen, Tylenol, nothing was helping. And I've been using these wellness codes for my family and for my patients. And I thought, why aren't I using these for me? So then I finally decided that I needed to do something about it. And as I was going through with different patients, I realized that I must have some type of bug that's chewing on my ligaments and collagen because I was in so much pain in the morning. These little boogers, they become so active at night. And that's why when I would take collagen, I was starting to feel better. So I created my own wellness code plan. And now I am on my own healing journey. And I know everyone is different, but after doing my own wellness codes, my pain within 24 hours was 75% gone. And I'm just now starting on my next phase. And I'm so looking forward to my body returning to how it was intended to be. And I'm excited to be able to share this with all of you so that you know that you perhaps have other options to go along within your own healing journey. Now, if you have any of these, if you find yourself falling into that, do you have a fear of expressing yourself, just difficulty with boundaries? Do you not love yourself? Disappointing relationships? Difficulties with confidence and self-esteem? Do you have unexplained physical pain or illnesses, suffer from anxiety or depression? These are just to name a few. You may find out that you perhaps could have some sort of trapped emotions, heart walls, imbalances in your cells that may be preventing you from living your best life. These are what I call wellness codes. You've got emotion codes, body codes, heart walls, balance by numbers, and advanced cell training. Each has a different role that it plays in creating an ideal environment for your body to achieve wellness. And that's what we're going to discuss today, more in detail about what exactly these wellness codes are. But before we do, I wanted to give you a takeaway that to give you something that no matter how you choose to go about your healing journey, you must begin with at least these 5 things. You really need to have these as a foundation to build your health. Caretakers, patients, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, we all have a tendency to take care of everyone else before we take care of ourselves. Does that sound familiar to any of you? So first, you need to focus on yourself. Do some self-care, nutrition, exercise. Make you a priority. Take care of your body. You've only got one body. Make sure that you take good care of it because you deserve it. Remove all negative comparisons. Stop comparing yourself. Are you listening? Stop comparing yourself to other people. Love you for who you are and the journey that you've taken and the path that is yet to come. Celebrate those. Make sure that you're building positive affirmations. Negativity can actually manifest into a physical ailment. It's like developing a new habit. Each time you catch yourself thinking of a negative thought, replace it with something more positive. Start off the day before you get out of bed. Say, you know what? Claim your day. This is going to be a great day. When you do that, it sets precedence for the day. And be thankful for what you have. Appreciate the progress you've made and the progress that's yet to come. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about emotion codes and body codes in this one. So, emotion codes, you can have events from the past that are haunting you, whether it can be in a childhood or it can be in a past relationship. You may feel that you're not able to move forward. So these trapped emotions are actual emotional energies that live in your body. And they can manifest, as I mentioned earlier, and create mental and physical illnesses. But emotion codes, they are based on quantum science. Emotion codes is just a simple energetic method that's designed to help you release trapped emotions. And this was created by a chiropractor named Dr. Bradley Nelson. It helps to alleviate discomfort, ease emotional wounds, and restore love and relationship. It also helps to eliminate emotional baggage, open your heart and your body to more love, connection, happiness, and abundance. Who doesn't want more of that, right? Each session, we will work together to see what emotions are trapped and to give your body permission to let it go. They may be trapped in a physical part of your body, like your gut, organs, heart, muscles. I will help to muscle test you, which is where I energetically connect with you with your permission and use either a pendulum or I do a muscle test, which is I make kind of an A-OK sign. So when I ask yes, this is an indication for yes. When I ask a question no, it will respond or it breaks. And once we've identified that emotion, I'll ask if there's more information that needs to be asked or if your body is ready to let it go. If there's more information needed, I will ask yes and no questions to find where is it coming from. Once that's been found, I'll also ask if there's for you to use a magnet. So you'll use a magnet, doesn't matter what size that it is, and you will use that to clear your governing meridian. And what this is this is a meridian in Chinese medicine that is used to clear your body. So depending upon if it is inherited, you'll do this 10 times, or if you've absorbed it from someone, you'll only do it 3. You'll start between the eyes, go through the center of the forehead, center of the skull, to the base of the skull. And you'll do that 3 times. And that will help to clear all of those negative energies. I'll guide you with mindful meditation to help replace it with positive affirmations. And this basically helps to support your body's energy and functions and make sure that it's strong and clears the mind and stabilizes the spirit. It also is associated with boosting your immune system and the ability to fight off external disease. It's also known to be the fire of the body. Now, also regarding with the body codes, I may ask if it's trapped in a certain area of your body. For example, if it's in the upper quadrant of the body, it'll either tell me yes or no. If it's in the lower quadrant of the body, it'll say yes or no, or I can ask left or right. It may help me to identify where it is and ask for it to be released from there. So, for example, a lot of women seem to have a lot of GI issues, gut issues, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, food sensitivities. A lot of emotions are bound there. So we can help your body to give permission to let that go, to help to minimize those feelings of discomfort. Now, the second part of this is also so important. It's the balance by numbers. And these balance by numbers really help to balance and restore the body to function how it's intended to. And it was created by a gentleman named Lloyd Meir over 20 some years ago. And he developed this program, converging energetic frequencies into numerical sequences that are like sentences, but it's just a series of numbers. And there's over 6,000 of these numbers, and not one are alike. And he developed this because of his own health journey. Imagine that. Someone was frustrated with their own healing journey, so they created something to help them, and they're able to share it with other people like myself and you to see whether it's a good fit for them. He suffered what he believed to be a heart attack, and so he drove to the hospital, and what should have taken him 60 minutes took him 6 hours to get there. By the time he got there, they told him that he had clogged arteries around his heart, and he ended up having heart surgery and had 4 stents put into his heart. And after lots of research, he truly believed that that was caused by a limestone deposit that was in his home. So Lloyd was an engineer, so he knew all about minerals and how they worked. And he began to drink water that he had charged with something called indium. And indium is basically used to help boost the immune system, increase energy, prevent aging, increase hormone production, increase absorption of nutrients, and a multitude of other beautiful benefits. And with a month, that plaque slowly started to disappear. And by him just drinking this water, and that's how the energy balancing manual began. So ultimate restoring of natural health begins ultimately when there's a shift between the harmonious and disharmonious energies in the body. And to make that shift, you need a way to dialogue with your energy fields. And all organisms, including you, have to communicate by vibrational energy. And so balanced by numbers, and Lloyd Meir, he provides this source of codes for all of these vibrational energies in the form of these numerical sequences. And these numerical sequences hold a charge, hold an intention, and they activate specific frequencies that should be present in the body. and they bring the body back online. So you've heard me talk about frequencies, and do you know what frequencies are? So the best way for me to explain it, it's basically works like our bodies work like a radio. There's specific numbers on the dial to control that frequency that we deliver to the radio station. You don't like the station, you change the channel, right? So this action plays out a very similar role to how the human body lives. We give different frequencies that control the body's function. So similar to the radio comparison, the body is tuned by adjusting or reading the numbers, and the numbers help to regulate these correct frequencies to eliminate all that static. And that static can result in possible symptoms that you may having that are not very pleasant. So reading the numbers is like sending an intention to the body to work well without drugs and some of their chemical reactions that they may have. And this is just an alternative for people to help themselves in their health journey and to maintain a healthy body. This does not take place of any doctor's diagnosis or treatment, but balance and eliminate, they basically just help to identify a possible imbalance and are only used for that purpose. So the balancing numbers, these are used to, as they say, balance and restore the body. The elimination numbers are used to eliminate an undesired frequency that may be causing static or causing a problem that's creating an undesired symptom. Now, again, you're going to see this slide and you're going to hear me talk about it a multitude of times, so I can't emphasize this enough. Remember this guide to self-love. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Focus on you. Remove the negative comparison. Build positive affirmations and thank and love yourself. I can't emphasize this enough. And if you just go through this quickly every single day before you start your morning, you will be amazed on how differently your mindset is for the day. Now, the last one we're going to talk about today is advanced cell training. You're going to hear me refer to it a lot as ACT. And again, the ACT is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases or illnesses. It's again, just an energetic type of medicine that people use to incorporate within their journey. And so this ACT was created by a gentleman named Gary Blyer. And again, he created this out of a need for helping himself, which allowed him to help others that have also lost hope in their own healing journey. And he created this after dealing with some debilitating diseases, which some people may know as ankylosing spondylitis. So this basically is a very painful joint condition where a lot of people, there are no cures and they are in chronic pain all of the time. He was curled up in a ball, bedridden, couldn't get out of bed. And his last option was surgery on all of his joints. And he didn't want to do that. He was in search of an alternative. And so he basically made a trip to California and Mexico. And as doing this, he went through many experimental alternative type of approaches to help deal with his symptoms. And he used a lot of this information on his own transformation to help with his own health. He became his own health advocate. And that is something that I can't emphasize enough. You have to be your own health advocate. I love that we have traditional allopathic medicine and emergency medicine and prescription drugs. I think it's great. However, I'm all about giving people educational choices that they can use to incorporate to see if it's something that maybe suits better for them along in their healing journey. And that's what he wanted to find. And he also found that he had an inoperable brain tumor. I saw his MRI and I wish that I could share that with you. But he had multiple brain tumors that were inoperable in his brain and was terminal. And after he started doing these codes, again, this is his journey, not making medical claims. This is just his journey. I saw the MRI after, and he no longer has the brain tumors. So for him, that was what was best suited for him. And through this, he experienced the shift of the power that he wasn't getting any better. But he noticed that as he created these codes and started incorporating them into his own health, he started getting better and healthier, and he started to share this with other people. He started it with using it on 40 different people for different allergy symptoms that they had, and they all significantly had gotten better. So then that's how the ACT clinic came to be. But he has now since retired. So I feel very fortunate and blessed that he is training and sharing several other practitioners like myself so that we can share his story and share these wellness codes with others that perhaps would like to incorporate that as an alternative approach to their care. Now, I'll explain a little bit more what ACT is. ACT is an energetic, holistic program. Now, what it does is it trains your body to recognize these cellular behaviors that are causing abnormal symptoms. It's as simple as a non-invasive wellness process that can be done in your home. We can do it over the phone and over the internet, do a video call like what we're doing today. And this will allow your body to reprogram itself to return to a state of wellness. Now, these codes help you to become your body to become more aware of the cells that are not performing properly and that are causing these very uncomfortable symptoms, and it'll help to reprogram them to function as they should. So, for example, say you've got an allergy to a food. So let's just say maybe it's a strawberry, right? Strawberries aren't necessarily bad for you, but how your body is responding is. So these ACT codes will find out what is causing that reaction and support it to function as it should. So how do you find what codes to use? Easy. You'll simply work with someone such as myself, an ACT code practitioner. I'll help you to complete an intake form that'll ask physical and mental emotional symptoms. We'll have a remote call, and I may ask some additional questions to assist me in finding out more of what's going to best serve you and your main concerns. I will again do some muscle tests to see which code packet is contributing to more than 85% of your main concern. Now these packets, then I will email them to you, and it'll have your specific instructions of how to do them. The one thing that we always want to make sure to tell people is that you will detox. Now, detoxing symptoms are going to be different for each person. You may experience some physical detoxing symptoms, but know that this is a good thing. However, you may not be so pleasant to go through. It can take us a while to get here, but it's going to take a while to peel those layers off, to identify that root cause of what is ailing you. And some symptoms that you might have is you could have fatigue, some pain, nausea, some GI, gut discomfort, skin rashes, fatigue. These could be a few of the symptoms that you may have. And this usually starts within 24 to 48 hours after you have read your first set of codes. And that usually lasts for about 24 hours, and then you recover. When I had mine, I will admit, because I was in so much pain, I was in a it was pretty uncomfortable, not gonna lie. It was very uncomfortable for about 24 hours, but then I felt so much better, and now I can tell that I'm ready for my next set of codes. So I'm excited to continue on with this journey. Now, who may use these codes? Anyone can use these codes that believes basically in their higher power and that is open to this type of energetic medicine. Again, I will, when we have our little meet and greet, I can muscle test you to see if ACT codes is warranted for you in your journey. And once these codes have been given to you, they're permanently yours. So you can use these over and over again, and you can share this with anyone that shares your own DNA. So if it is your, you can also do it with a spouse. But unfortunately, if you have a child that's adopted, we'll have to do a different code packet for them because you don't share their same DNA. But if you have your children, you can share that with them, your siblings, your parents, you can definitely share that with them. But when you share this with people that don't share your same DNA, what happens is it starts to lose its energetic properties and its potency and its power. So it's not as beneficial as if they were to have their own wellness codes given for them. So basically, in conclusion, we talked a lot about the wellness codes and the root of a lot of it. And a lot of it does stem from a trapped emotion. And you have to be open to let go of what is not serving you. And a lot of times that's tough for people in their own health journey to move forward. They have to be ready to let go of what isn't serving you and the willingness to commit to yourself to make changes to help improve your life. Believe me, I know I'm the worst at it. I don't always follow the advice that I give, but I am working on that. So I know personally it is difficult because it does require a lot of time, but you have one life to live. You got to treat it like a temple and give it the love and nourishment that it needs. And you need to prioritize. I'm not saying not to love or take care of those that are around you, but you need to start to make you a priority. And I always say, embrace the oxygen mask theory. You guys remember that when we're on the airplane and they always say, make sure that you put your oxygen mask on first. Well, there's a reason why that they say that, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to help anyone else around you. So it's the same in the home. If you don't take the time to take care of you, you will not be able to care for your loved ones. So make sure that you take care of you first. Self-worth. Know that you deserve to be healthy and happy. Don't depend on others for this. You take the wheel and take control by taking control and being your own advocate for your own health journey. Hope. Hope is one of the reasons I named my practice Hope Wellness Centers. I wanted to be that place that no matter where you are in your journey, that there's always hope. I'm not saying always finding a cure, but improving, whether it's identifying the root cause or just improving quality of life, there's something that you can do. I'll always listen to your story and I'll always walk hand in hand with you as you go through your journey. HOPE stands for helping other people every day. Now, if you'd like to know more about what a naturopathic session and wellness codes look like, follow me on YouTube at Hope-Wellness Centers. You can email me at gethealthy@hope-wellnesscenters.com and schedule a free 20-minute meet and greet. I would encourage you to, before we have our little meet and greet, for you to make sure that you watch the YouTube video on Hope Wellness Center's Introduction to Wellness. It's a 20-minute video that I have where I'm more specific on the type of practice that I have. There's two different, basically, ways that we can go. We can go with more of a functional medicine, or we can go with more of an energetic type of approach. I really encourage people to watch that video because the time that we have together on our free phone meet and greet is very limited, and I want to spend all of that time listening to you and your story and not talking about me. So I'm encouraging people to make sure that they watch that and take the time to list out any questions that they have so then I can best serve you when we do have that. So again, thank you so much for attending today, and I wish you all the best of health. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at gethealthy@hope-wellnesscenters.com. And I look forward to hearing from all of you soon.